Now we'll start with our next topic, that is categories of elasticity of supply. Like demand, we have same in elasticity of supply also. Perfectly elastic supply. Now what is the case in this? Infinite or perfectly elastic supply represents a case in which the quantity supplied of a commodity responds by an infinite amount with a very small change in price, or you can say no change in price. See, you can see the diagram, price is constant. Okay, see the price line is supply curve. Okay, it has been represented as a supply curve, it is parallel to x-axis. So this is a case of perfectly elastic supply. Okay, now next is perfectly inelastic supply. Now in this case there is no supply response no matter how large a price changes take place. Okay, like old paintings and all. Now if the price increases, whatever happens, even though the price goes high or low, whatever may be the changes, but the supply will be constant. Okay, so this is the case of perfectly elastic supply. Now perfectly elastic supply, same you can check out with the diagram. See, supply, that is quantity supplied, it's been shown by the parallel line, that is a vertical line which is parallel to y-axis. Okay, now we will move on to the topic unitary elastic supply. Now what is unitary elastic supply? Now it occurs when the percentage change in the quantity supplied of a commodity is exactly equal to the percentage change in its price. That means any straight line drawn through the origin has its elasticity of supply unit. Okay, so that is what we will check. No matter what the slope is, but elasticity will be 1 by, because the ratio is same, the price change and the supply change both are same. Now you can very well check. See, I have drawn 2-3 lines, that is from the origin. Okay, now whatever slope it has, but the elasticity of supply is equals to 1 by, because the change in price and the change in quantity supplied is equal. Okay, now we'll move on to the next topic, that is elastic supply. Now what is elastic supply? Supply is said to be elastic when percentage change in quantity supplied of a commodity is greater than the percentage change in its supply, or a percentage change in its price. So you can see any straight line that cuts y-axis has elastic supply. Okay, see, you can see the diagram down, the supply curve, it is touching y-axis. Now if I try to touch the x-axis, what will happen? It will go that beyond 0, that is left hand side, towards the left hand side, it will cut y-axis. So here what is there? Elasticity of supply is what? It is greater than 1. Okay, so that is what the change in supply is greater. Now the next elasticity is inelastic supply. Now in this case, supply is said to be inelastic when the percentage change in the quantity supplied of a commodity is less than the percentage change in its price. Okay, now any straight line that cuts the x-axis is called supply inelastic. Okay, here what is there? Elasticity of supply is less than 1. Okay, now I hope you remember previously we have done that the supply curve was cutting y-axis. Now in that case what is there? It is greater than 1. Here what is it? It is less than 1. Fine. Now next is measurement of elasticity of supply. Now first we'll check out percentage method. See, we have done in demand also same percentage method. Likewise we have same percentage method in elasticity of supply. Now in this method, elasticity of supply is calculated by finding the ratio of percentage change in quantity supplied of a commodity to a given percentage change in its price. So what you are doing here? Percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in price. Fine. Now what is the, if you will write the equation, how it will fall? It will be del Q upon del P into P upon Q. Now what is del Q? Del Q is quantity, but here it is quantity supplied. Now change in quantity supplied is denoted by del Q. Now del P, that means change in price. Now P is again initial price, Q is initial quantity supplied. I hope I am clear. Now we'll move on to the next topic, geometric or point method. We have already done a geometric or point method in demand curve, right? Here also we will do the same thing, geometric or point method, but with supply curve. There we have done, we have studied that how to calculate geometric or point, how to measure it on a particular point on a demand curve. Here what we will do, we will study the same but on a supply curve. Now geometrically, elasticity of supply depends on the origin of the supply curve. That means from where it is drawn. Whether it is drawn from the origin, whether it is drawn from x-axis, whether it is drawn from y-axis. Okay, it all depends on that. So now assuming the supply curve to be a straight line. Now what we are doing, first we are assuming that the supply curve is a straight line and it has a positive slope. Okay, so what we can do, we can conceive three possible situations. We can come to three possible situations. First and foremost, we'll check out the formula. Now what is the formula in case of geometric or point method in elasticity of supply? It is intersect on x-axis upon quantity at that price. Now we will check out where my supply curve is touching the x-axis and what is the quantity of the price at that point. Fine. Now down you can see, first it has been explained that elasticity of supply is less than 1. Now we have already studied when it is less than 1, where it is touching, it is the origin is from x-axis. Okay, it is intersecting x-axis. This is what we have studied previously. So you can see very well down here the diagram, it is touching x-axis at point A. Fine. Now how we will check out the elasticity? When elasticity is straight line, positive slope curve start from x-axis, the elasticity of supply at that point, that is K, is measured. How we will measure it? By the formula AB upon OB. Why? AB is less than OB. You can check out, see AB ka part it's less and OB it's greater, right? So therefore elasticity of supply is what? Less than 1. Now see down the diagram. Here you can see when it is cutting y-axis, what is there? Elasticity of supply is greater than 1. Okay, why? Because again you will check out the change is more, quantity supplied is more. So that is what it is, greater than 1. Now if it is drawn from the origin, that is from O, then what is it? It is unitary. Fine. Now the one which we checked out in the diagram, same it is there, elasticity is equals to 1. That is what I told you, when the elasticity is equals to 1, it is straight line positively sloped. That means the curve is drawn from the origin O. Okay. Now at point K on SS1 you can see elasticity of supply equals to AB upon OB, since AB is equals to OB. Therefore elasticity of supply is equals to 1. Fine. Next case is elasticity of supply is less than 1. Now when straight line positively sloped supply curve starts from x-axis, that is intersecting x-axis at point K. Okay, we have taken a point K on that. On S2, S2. Okay, this is second supply curve. That is why we have named them S2, S2. Now elasticity of supply is equals to AB upon OB. Just check out where AB and OB stands. Okay, and since AB is greater than OB, therefore elasticity of supply is what? It is less than 1. Okay. Now next is determinants of elasticity of supply. Determinants, that means the factors which affects the elasticity of supply. First is behavior of cost of production. Now what is cost of production? That means the input prices which is being put by the entrepreneur or the owner of the business. Okay. Now whatever he is inputting, cost of production, no doubt he will see to it that their price of the product should be accordingly. Fine. So what he will do, he will see that cost of production should be minimum. Fine. So if the cost of production is increased, no doubt output ka price will also increase. So if an increase in output by firm in an industry cause only a slight increase or decrease in their cost of production. Okay, that is cost per unit. The supply is fairly elastic. Why? Because they have more profit margin. If the cost is less, more profit margin, supply will increase. Fine. So this is the behavior of the cost of production, and vice versa it will go. Next is time element. Now what is time element? A price change due to change in its demand, right? For a commodity. Now commodity may have a smaller response in the quantity supplied in the short run, since the production capacity may be limited. You know, in a short run the production cannot be increased, it is limited. Fine. So what happened? Possibly the commodity may have less response, smaller response. Now what will happen? Just because the time limit and smaller response, the supply will reduce. Okay, or you can say it will be inelastic. Fine. So this is time element. Fine. Now next determinant is nature of the commodity. Now you know very well nature, that means the type of the commodity. Suppose the commodity is a durable goods, that means it cannot spoil, it cannot perish. So what we can do, we can store it and keep it for a long time. So what we will do, we can change the supply whenever required. But in case of perishable good, is it possible? Not possible. Suppose, for example, if agricultural produce of apples all of a sudden increase, or banana, the particular fruit increases, fine. So what will happen? In market the price will go down. Fine. So producer will say ki I will not supply. Is it possible? Why? Not possible, because it is perishable. It will get spoiled. He has to supply whatever the price may be. Okay. So that is why nature of the commodity also determines the supply of the commodity. Now nature of inputs. Now what do you mean by input? Input means the factor of production which you are putting, which entrepreneur or a owner is putting to produce a product. Now if the production of a product requires inputs that are easily available, its supply will be more elastic. Why? Because I know that input, that means whatever tools I want to make a product, it is easily available. Okay, so I can produce more, I can make more goods. But in case if it is not easily available, I have to search out, or I have to import it, or some other thing. So what I will do, I'll see to it that it can be rejected or postponed. Fine. So it is also nature of inputs which affects the supply. Next is nature of technique of production. Technique means technology which you are using for the production. Okay, now if the technology which you are using is complex, so what will happen? Supply will be inelastic. Whereas goods which require simple and modern technique of production, what will happen? Supply will be elastic. Why? You can produce it very easily. If you can produce it very easily, what you will do? You will see to it that you produce more. And if it is complicated, complex, you feel like, okay, if it is 3-4 done, then it is done. So that is what it is, nature of technique of production. Now risk taking. Risk is a big factor. Suppose you are a owner, and if you are ready to take big risk, so what you will do? You will try to put more amount, right? Any risk you will take, and you will increase your production. Why? Because you think that I can take risk and possibly I can get more profit. But if you are not willing to take risks, then what will happen? If you will not take risk, no doubt you will try a comfort zone, and when you will get try to take a comfort zone, what will happen? You will not put more efforts or money. Fine. So what will happen in that case? The production will reduce and supply will equally reduce. Fine. I hope all the factors are clear and the topic is very clear. This is the end of the theory part.